Memory inside an AI system is not just a place to store information. That is the simple version, but it is not enough. When people hear the word memory, they often think of facts, a name, a preference, a past conversation, a document, a note. Those things can matter, but inside an AI system, memory does something deeper. Memory preserves continuity. It helps the system understand what has already happened, what was already decided, what constraints apply, what mistakes were made, and what should be carried forward. That is very different from a context window. Context is what the model can currently see. Memory is what the system is designed to preserve and to retrieve over time. Inside an agentic AI system, memory can serve several roles. First, memory preserves decisions. If a system already decided that a certain action is unsafe, out of scope, or misaligned with a task, that decision should not disappear just because the next prompt starts. Second, memory preserves constraints. A system may need to remember that a user prefers a certain workflow, that a tenant has certain permissions, that a tool should not be used without approval, or that a specific boundary was established earlier. Third, memory preserves failures. This is one of the most important parts. A good AI system should not just remember what worked. It should remember what failed, why it failed, and what lesson was extracted from that failure. Otherwise, the system can keep repeating the same mistake while appearing intelligent each time. Fourth, memory preserves context across steps. Agentic systems often do not act in one move. They plan, they call tools, they evaluate outputs, they adjust, they continue. Without memory, each step risks becoming disconnected from the larger task. The system may still produce reasonable outputs, but the workflow loses coherence. Fifth, memory supports identity over time. I do not mean identity in a mystical sense. I mean system identity. What is the system for? What rules govern it? What kind of actions is it allowed to take? What kind of alignment is it supposed to preserve? A system that cannot carry forward its own operating principles can become unstable. This is especially important in recursive AI. A recursive system uses outputs, evaluations, corrections, and previous states to shape what happens next. That means memory becomes part of the feedback loop. If memory is weak, the feedback loop becomes shallow. The system repeats. If memory is noisy, the feedback loop becomes confused. The system drifts. If memory is ungoverned, the feedback loop becomes dangerous. The system may preserve the wrong things. But if memory is structured and governed, the feedback loop becomes more coherent. The system can improve without losing its boundaries. That is why memory is not just a convenience feature. It is an architectural layer. A serious AI memory system needs structure. It needs scope. It needs retrieval rules. It needs expiration. It needs auditability. It needs permissions. It needs boundaries around what should never be remembered at all. This matters because the goal is not to build an AI system that remembers everything. The goal is to build an AI system that remembers what matters for the right reason, under the right rules. That is the difference between memory as storage and memory as governance. Storage asks, where do we put the information? Governed memory asks, should this information persist? Who can use it? When should it be retrieved? How should it affect future action? And when should it be forgotten? This is where memory connects to alignment, because what a system remembers shapes what it becomes. If it remembers only outputs, it may optimize for performance. If it remembers only success, it may ignore risk. If it remembers failures without structure, it may become overcorrective. If it remembers constraints, decisions, and lessons under governance, it can become more coherent over time. So what does memory actually do inside an AI system? It carries continuity. It preserves decisions. It protects constraints. It records failures. It supports learning. It stabilizes recursive improvement. And it helps intelligence remain connected to the system it is supposed to serve. Without memory, an AI system can act intelligently in the moment. With governed memory, it can begin to act coherently over time.